ॐ यस्य वीर्येण कृतिनो वयं च भुवनानि च रामकृष्णं सदा वन्दे सर्वं स्वतन्त्रमीश्वरम्. Any of you who didn't come yesterday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, quite few. Okay. So, first 7 minutes we shall recapitulate what we discussed yesterday. Thank you to Swami Samachittanandji for inviting me and allowing me to share some of my thoughts about this subject. When you asked me on what subject you would like to speak, so this came in my mind. Sri Ramakrishna Chatuḥ-Sūtrī. Chatuḥ-Sūtrī word is mainly used for first 4 sutras of Brahma Sutras. Brahma Sutras, first 4 sutras are called Chatussutri. So we took help of that name and coined these 4 teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. Those who are reader of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, hundreds of teachings, stories are told by Sri Ramakrishna. But this set of 4 is very unique. Not that I have selected out of all the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna, but these are the 4 teachings which Sri Ramakrishna exclusively gave to Swami Adbhutananda, Latu Maharaj. As Latu Maharaj was practically illiterate, Sri Ramakrishna at least could read and write. Latu Maharaj couldn't do that also. But so far as this wisdom or spirituality is concerned, your formal education rather is an obstruction to your spiritual wisdom. The more educated you are, more intelligent you are, more scriptures you have to read. The more simple you are, more guileless you are, more unworldly you are, it is easier for them to have this wisdom. If you see the history of all the great people, except a few, could be Rama or Krishna and Buddha, rest all the great people, great prophets, most of them were illiterate, or rather had a very little education. So these 4 teachings of Sri Ramakrishna comes in form of a sutra. Sutra is aphorisms as it is translated. It is like a equation where very few words joined together depicts a concept. The whole philosophy can be put into few syllables. That becomes like sutra. Sutra also means thread. Sutra means catching which, pulling which, the whole thing will come. If there is a thread in this cloth, if you pull the thread, slowly you can reach to the cloth itself. Think of a fisherman casting a net in the pond, huge net, but is connected with one string, and that he pulls and the whole net comes to him along with the fish. So sutra is a very old technique in which Indian scriptures are written. You have Yoga Sutra, you have Brahma Sutra, you have Mimamsa Sutras. Every school of thought put into words, put into these few syllables joined together, they make small aphorisms which known as sutras. So here, Sri Ramakrishna gives 4 sutras to Swami Adbhutananda, Latu Maharaj. These 4 sutras are so simple but so profound. Word meaning is so easy to understand, but the significance is very huge. These practically 4 sutras are concise form of practically all the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. So yesterday we discussed 2 sutras out of this 4. It was told in Bengali to Latu Maharaj. Though Latu Maharaj couldn't understand chaste Bengali or Hindi, English was out of question. But as I told, because of his wisdom, because of his state of mind, which is highly spiritual, the mind of these people are like clean glass or mirror. The reflection comes very quick and very clear. Words he may not have studied, but these words express itself, the word and its meaning. There is no word which doesn't have a meaning, especially in Sanskrit language. I'm not talking about English or Western names. Nowadays, people want to keep their children names very modern and somehow, which doesn't mean anything because they do not know Sanskrit, so they give the name. If you read the dictionary, no such name is there, but they make the name, which doesn't mean anything. But the profound significance of the words, the word and its meaning, vak and the artha meaning, these are inseparable. Sri Ramakrishna says also, if I say milk, immediately the whiteness comes to your mind. Whiteness of the milk and the word milk cannot be separated. Kalidasa, the great Sanskrit poet, he uses this simile, Vagartha viva samprukto. Vak and artha, as they are eternally together. In the same way, the great God and her power, Shakti, are inseparable. Saradanandaji writes about Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother, Yatha Agnehe Dahika Shakti. Just like fire and its burning power are inseparable, in the same way, Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother are inseparable. How it is possible? How one man and one woman can be one? She is one, he is one. How they are one? There is a great book, unfortunately not yet translated in English. Similar books have come, but not that book. It was published long before, almost 40 years before, in Bengali, called Shatarupe Sarada, if some of you have read it. That there are some reminiscences of the monks. So one monk was asked, I think Swami Vishuddhananji, if I am not mistaken, is there any difference between Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother? Vishuddhananji used his Uttariya and told, keep like this Thakur, keep like this Holy Mother. It's the same. Spirit or the spiritually they are same. As a person they incarnated separately. But once you realize that consciousness, in that respect they are one. Every sadhaka's spiritual aspiration, every sadhaka's spiritual goal is to have this unity. I give a small example, then we go to the sutras. All of you know life of Sri Krishna, and in that which the Vaishnavas are very fond of talking about is the concept of Rasa Leela, and they have made it so romantic that people forget the real significance of Rasa Leela. Swami Vivekananda says in one place, if you have tinge of lust, you cannot understand what Rasa Leela is all about. What was Rasa Leela? Gopis were dancing because they got Krishna. Krishna is at the center and gopis are around him dancing. What is this dance? Dance is like it is an action, but it shows kinetic state of mind, which is a process of meditation. What happens? When that meditation became deeper, you will find some drawings which every gopi had one Krishna with him. There was one Krishna. When the second state of mind came, every gopi had one Krishna and everybody sings, I am with Krishna. What is told very seldom, that there is the third and the final stage of Rasa Leela where every gopi feels that she is Krishna. There is no difference between the meditator and meditation and the object of meditation. All three becomes one. There is nothing male-female about it. There is nothing romanticism about it. It's a state of mind. So in this way, Holy Mother and Sri Ramakrishna are one spirit. As the word and its meaning cannot be separated, as the fire and its burning power cannot be separated, in the same way, Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother, as Kalidasa puts, Parvati Parameshwaro, Vag Artha Eva Samprukto, joined together as Vak and its Artha, meaning Vagartha Pratipaddaye. For the sake of success of what I am going to write, she says, he says, Parvati and Parameshwara are together, are one. So this Ramakrishna is teaching to Latu Maharaj, who is illiterate. He doesn't say big philosophy as Sri Ramakrishna used to tell to Narendra. Sri Ramakrishna is not drawing the chakras and explain how the power of Kundalini can rise one chakra after another chakra as he explained in detail to Holy Mother. But he says some very simple words to Latu Maharaj. Yesterday we discussed two, today we will discuss two more. Jage, joge, jege thakbi. That was first – jaga or yaga, sacrifice. giving, offering. Yoga is collecting, adding, receiving. What is this world? We come to this world for our nourishment, for our survival, for our enjoyment. We keep on teaching things from the universe. And we forget that if everybody keeps on taking, who is going to give? The modern time problem is the same. Everybody, all of us eat vegetables. How many of us grow vegetables? We all take rice, wheat, grains. How many of us grow it? So we do not grow, we pay for it. That's what you give. So what you receive, equal amount you have to pay. Nothing comes free in this world. You take something, you give something. This balance of give and take within individuals, within the groups, within the families, within the societies, within the countries, this give and take happens. Think on international level, if a country keeps on taking loans from different countries, that doesn't make them rich, they make them poor. So you cannot keep on taking, you must give. And spiritual progress is possible when what you give is more than what you take. Then you are a contributor to this universe. Otherwise you are consumer of this universe. And what you can give what you have. If I don't have, I cannot give. So you give what you have to the society, through whichever medium. And this balance has to be made in yoga and yaga. There could be other meaning out of it. Yoga is meditation, yaga is action, sacrifice, karma kanda. So yaga could be karma kanda, yoga could be jnana kanda. So for a harmony of spiritual life, you must have a balance of karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, etc. in your life. So he says to Latu Maharaj, jage, joge, jege thakbi. Be aware, be conscious of how you deal with this world. Then he says, Ghumer kale take dakbi. Remember him when you go to sleep. There are some fundamental practices used to be there in our Indian traditional way of life. You do not eat till you are hungry. You do not go to sleep till you are sleepy. Otherwise, tossing in the bed results into deviation and different thoughts, and you become busy and cannot sleep properly. So he says, remember him when you sleep. When you go to sleep, you remember him. Him is God. People see different dreams, sometimes nightmares. This used to be a practice. Sit on your bed, pray for a few minutes, lie down, keep on doing japa till you fall asleep. Not that to sleep you are doing japa. Till you sleep you do japa. Otherwise effect will be different. Whenever you do japa you sleep. No, that cannot be. You do japa till you sleep. A disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, householder disciple, comes and says, I do not get time to sit and meditate and pray regularly. I just say a few times ma, 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 and I sleep. Sri Ramakrishna replied to him, "This will do." There are many ways to tell this. Many senior monks say their experience, their way of spiritual life, leading spiritual life. You have a lot of stress, work related or family or problems, etc. Write with your finger name of your Ishta. Write with your finger on the pillow your mantra. Then put your head on the pillow, thinking that your head is in the lap of your Ishta. These are simple practices but very effective. So this much we discussed yesterday. Then he says, Kajer maje take dhorbi. Holy Mother was asked, how it is possible for us to remember God all the time? Holy Mother was again world teacher. They didn't go and teach the world. They led a life which is a teaching for this world. Holy Mother said to the lady devotee, we are women. We have to remain busy in household work. Think of ladies of 150 years before. Their routine was a bit different. Putting the cooking pot on the oven, remembered God few times. Rice is cooked, putting the cooking pot on the floor again from the oven. This is Mother's way of telling. But in between the work, many things which we do in our daily routine is mechanical. Do you do everything just like totaling, calculation, or drafting a letter, or using calculator? Many things we do mechanically. You don't need to put your mind. With eyes open, with hands and feet working, but it's a mechanical job. When you are driving a car, you are hearing some music, you are hearing some discourse, or anything. That doesn't disturb your driving. So why can't you do japa while driving? I remember we were in Belur Math, and every day we used to go to do pranams to revered President Maharaj. So where we stay in training center, to go to President Maharaj's quarter may take, say for example, 5 minutes to walk. One Swamiji told us, you started from your room till you reach President Swamiji's quarters to do pranams to him. Did anybody stop you from doing japa? Why don't you do it? Some of you came early, did pranams in the temple, maybe you sat, did japa. From there you climbed steps and came here. Maybe it took 3 minutes or 4 minutes. Nobody stopped you from doing japa. It's a continuous process till it is disturbed. I just give practical example. What you do, you take rice when you take lunch or dinner and put whether dal or curry or water or vegetable on the rice. But in course of time you got diabetes. Just reverse the process. First take the vegetable, then pour little rice over it. The mind will think I am eating the same. Why I am giving this example is, instead of doing japa whenever you get time, just reverse the process. I am supposed to do japa all the time till I have to do some work in between. This is a continuous process. But here, very beautiful example given by late President Maharaj Swami Madhavanandaji. Nowadays, everything is online. But you remember we used to fill up the forms, any kind of form, entry form. So name and then dot, 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 dot. On that you write your name. The dotted line serves the same purpose of a straight line. It is not a continuous straight line, but it is dot, dot, dot. Madhavanji says, doing japa intermittently, doing japa between two works will serve the same purpose as doing japa continuously. Just like dotted lines serve the same purpose of a straight line. Even if you cannot do japa because you don't have a habit, this effort of doing that is important because you want to remember yourself. And a time comes, whenever your mind free, come back to the japa mode. Initially we are extrovert, so you have to fix a time to do japa. But slowly, your natural state of mind is doing japa, till you have to do some other work. So he says, কাজের ফাঁকে তাকে ধরবি, তাকে ডাকবি. Remembering God between two works. There are many ways of dealing with it or thinking about this example. It is not possible for busy people, busy in any way, somebody in a corporate world, somebody in a household, somebody is in teaching, types of works are different. But it's a work where you need to pay attention mentally. You cannot do japa when you have to calculate something, correct? Because your mind is fully in that. I am very frank in my talks. What about when you take bath? You don't need to concentrate to take bath. It is a very natural, simple process. Who told you not to do japa? Many times between two works you go to one place to another place. Just do 3, 4, 5, 10 times is enough. No need to count also. You go to one room to another room. You go out to buy something, to post a letter, to do something, whichever way. We are not working all the waking hours. There is so many gaps in between where your mind is free, which you are thinking about 1,000 things of the world. Sri Ramakrishna says, remembering God between two works. Remember, Holy Mother says, when I was in Naubat, means in Dakshineshwar, I used to do 100,000 times japa. Dine 1,00,000 bar jap kortum. We told Holy Mother, will never tell a lie. So 100,000 times doing japa, 1,00,000 times doing japa is possible. We had a discussion with some Swamis. Is it possible to do japa 100,000 times? So I told, okay, 1 minute, stopwatch. And my mantra is very simple. Say Om. Om, 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 Om. How many times you can do in 1 minute? Multiplied by 60, multiplied by 24. Still cannot make 100,000. Then your mantra, which is a sentence. How you can do it 100,000 times? Then we did experiment. These are all practical, that's why I am talking. Maybe it is useful to you. Say my mantra is Jai Ramakrishna, okay? So I am doing 108 times, but loudly, for example. And see how much time it takes. Second time you do speaking mentally, not with the tongue, not with the sound. You will find it takes much lesser time. Why? Because these are the organs which need to be used in speaking. Mind can count very fast. But practically, you didn't feel that you are hurriedly doing. And when your mind is concentrated, same 108 times takes much lesser time. We should not try to finish as early as possible, not from that point of view. Not only Holy Mother says she used to do japa 100,000 times. Sri Chaitanya says he used to do japa 100,000 times. Many monks have told they do japa 100,000 times. Here one concept which could be useful. Don't try to do sudden change in your routine. No, from tomorrow I will wake up at 2 o'clock in the night and do japa. Don't do it. It can't sustain. And nowadays, sustainability is a big subject. Why? People are so much enthusiastic, they take up a huge challenge, then cannot sustain. 1 or 2 days, 3 days, okay. After that, cannot. Swamiji says in one place, let your ideal be not so high that you cannot reach. Let your ideal be not so low that you don't need to put any effort. If I am doing half an hour japa, let me do it 35 minutes or 40 minutes. Half an hour to 1 hour, 2 hours, don't go. Increase slowly. Your ability will increase. That's what you do. People go to gym, they do the same. Started with 2 kilo, then slowly 3 kilo, 4 kilo, 5 kilo. Can you suddenly take 15, 20 kilo? No. In the same way, doing sustainable spiritual practice, which you can sustain. You can easily do it. You don't need to reduce it and get demoralized that I couldn't do, I failed. Don't do it. Our lifestyle has become such, and we have taken this for granted, that this life cannot be changed. It is the same. Now our way of life has become, the way we stay is different. Here also when I first time came to this ashram, I saw this is called Sri Ramakrishna Vertical Ashram. How many of us, no need to give answer here, just answer to yourself. How many days you have not seen the sunrise and sunset? Free of cost, no money is involved. We miss this opportunity when the day becomes night and night becomes day. Is a very auspicious time. When the sky is clear, look at the sky. How long? Since how long you have not looked at the sky? Who told you not to? We speak the word infinity. We do not understand what infinity is. At least look at the sky. Some idea will come what infinity could be. Spiritual practice is not only repeating mantra or doing rituals. There are many aspects of our life on which you can meditate. Be silly, be stupid, never mind. Do it for yourself. When we were very young and came to know first time about Karmendriya, Jnanendriya and all that, you know the headphone? You put headphone. How can I use headphone only by ears? My ears are so close to my mouth, put the headphone in my mouth, can't hear. Why? It's a stupid. We know. But it gives you realization that every senses has its own function. And realize that. Not theoretical knowledge, practical knowledge. Put the headphone here, cannot hear. Put here, still cannot hear. Only here. Why? Because the sense is made of that. And when it comes to control the senses, but you have not studied the senses, you have not analyzed how my senses work, how you are going to control it. So idea is this: spiritual life is a dynamic life. Spiritual life is not a static life. When we sit for japa, I like to say in this way, when you sit for japa or for meditation, don't sit as if you are going to complete the duty. You are going to meditate, you are going to do japa because you want to do japa, not because somebody has told you to do it. Where is enthusiasm? Do we have that enthusiasm when to eat, when we have a favorite food? How much enthusiastic we are. We are ready to spend so much money and go to a restaurant which is my favorite restaurant. Do we have that favorite place where I like to do japa? No need to spend money also. Spiritual life is very simple. We make it complicated. What you do should be spiritualized. Nobody ever told you give up everything and go to Himalayas and go to forest. No. Do where you are. Holy Mother was asked, Mother, should we go for pilgrimage? Mother said, yes, you can go. But if by going to the place of pilgrimage, if your mind is not concentrated more, what's the point of going? And if your mind is able to do japa peacefully at home, why you should go for pilgrimage? So idea is remembering God between two works, between two actions. Look at the life. This is there in the many of our books. Think of the farmers earlier time. Their count was not 1, 2, 3, 4. Their count used to be 1 Ram, 2 Ram, 3 Ram, 4 Ram, 5 Ram, 6 Ram. Every number Ram comes. That was their way of remembering God. Because we do not have that, that's why we have a special time for meditation and japa. Those who remember God all the time, they don't need to have a special time to do japa. Yesterday we discussed at length. If all the time I am remembering, and I gave a funny example, if a boy loves a girl or a girl loves a boy, do you think he or she will sit and repeat the name 108 times? No. Because we do not love God, that's why we count and do japa. If love is there, there is no count. He or she has occupied his mind so much that he just thinks about him or her and behaves and does. Oh, he likes this color, he likes this taste, he likes this, he likes that, or she likes. They don't do each other's name japa morning and evening 108 times. When spiritual life becomes natural, normal, we don't have that love for our Ishta. Why we don't have? Narada says, Mahatmya Jnana. You hear about the greatness. When you love something, I love to eat something. Why? Because the taste is good, the presentation is good. I love that restaurant. Why? Because ambience is good. Then I love Sri Ramakrishna for what? Think about it. Because of his qualities. How many of us want to have a beard like Sri Ramakrishna? Not imitating like that, but his qualities we like. What is ideal in Hindi or Bengali or in our mother tongue? Ideal is called adarsha. Adarsha, other meaning is mirror. Mirror is called adarsha. What you see in the mirror, your reflection. So how Sri Ramakrishna become your ideal? When you see your reflection in Sri Ramakrishna, and Sri Ramakrishna is reflected in you, in which way? His qualities. This also many times we like to say. People sometimes, Swamis or devotees, I have connection, I am in contact with mission. I was initiated 30 years before. If 30 years one person studies, a young boy, he becomes much more than PhD, correct? 30 years of study. People finish their education, finish their postdoc, and 30 years repeating a mantra, there is no change in me much. That means there is something wrong, either with the mantra, or with me, or with my process of doing japa. Mantra is correct because there are many who advanced their spiritual life with the same mantra. I have to improve it. I have to improve myself. So Sri Ramakrishna told, Kajer maje take dakbe. Calling him in between two works. I want to tell a real story, a real incident, real person. I was in Prayagraj for many years. So we used to have yearly Magh Mela and every 6 years Ardha Kumbha and Kumbha. So I was there for 10 years, so I have experience of seeing this. So sometimes some Swamijis will come and stay 1 month. And it's a tent life on the bank of Ganges. So one Swamiji came, and I was very junior, so very energetic. Every day, 3 times I will go to his room, his tent. Maharaj, please come breakfast time. Maharaj, please come lunch time. Maharaj, please come dinner time. But then I observed, whenever I go to his tent, he is sitting and doing japa. So I was curious. Let me go and see him in odd time. So I went at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I saw he is doing japa. I woke up odd time. When 2 o'clock in the night, I saw he is sitting and doing japa. So I was curious. How much japa a person can do? And I was very new to this life. Just 1 or 2, 3 years. So I asked him, sorry Maharaj for peeping into your privacy, but whenever I come, I see you sitting and doing japa. So he told very beautifully, can't you do? I said, no, I can't do so much japa. Morning little, evening little I do. So he told me, you cannot do japa, I cannot but do japa. I can't do anything else than japa. This I have seen in the beginning of my life. Then I saw another Swami staying in our ashram. Whenever I saw he is doing japa. So we are always putting a question mark. Maybe he doesn't have any other things to do. So then told myself, when you have free time, why don't you do japa? So idea is this. Work is not the excuse, that what Sri Ramakrishna wants to say. You continue doing your work. Whichever work is mechanical, where you don't need to put your mind so much, you can still repeat the name, do your mantra japa, and can do the work. Whether it is cutting vegetables, or whether cooking, or whether driving, or whether taking bath, or whatever. Except the work which requires your so much attention in doing work. Then he says, Hardam tar seva korbi. always, all the time. Serve him. How to serve him? You come to mission and do voluntary work? How long you can do? That means whatever you are doing, convert that into his service. You do with the attitude of service what you are doing. Many things we have taken for in a different way than what it should be. People come in your life, you be in relationship, any relationship. How many relationships you created? How many? Did you select your parents? No. Did you select your child? No. You may select your friends maximum. That also accidentally you meet them. You also took admission in college, he or she also took admission in the same college. So that also was, in a way, it was not your selection. It happened. So whoever has come into your life, you go by metro, somebody sitting beside you, did you select the person? No. In a way, if you see, practically everything just happens with you. And when you are not instrumental in selecting those people, those places, those companies, whatever, that means it is arranged by God or nature, whichever way you want to say. Why can't you have an attitude of service? You don't need to have attitude of a slave. I remember in Singapore we are running a counseling center. So there was a staff lunch. So I also went with them to a restaurant. And there are all, some Westerners are there, some Chinese are there, Indians are there. So a discussion came while eating food. One lady told, my husband told me, can you please deshell the prawns and give me? Prawns? Can you deshell, remove the shell and give me? I told him, why can't you do it yourself? And I was hearing this. And she was very proud in telling that. Why should I do it for him? If I can do, he also can do. Then I looked at her and told, will you tell the same to your child? Still ego is ready to accept. So I told, you are a counselor. You are supposed to solve the problems of the people. Problems cannot be solved with ego. Problem can be solved with love. If you are happy to do that for a person whom you love, deshelling prawns is nothing. You do much more big things for the people whom you love. So why this small act? You feel that this is an act of slavery. Same thing goes to husband. Husband can do it for wife, not one way only. So when we have any kind of relationship, why can't we convert this into this? Whatever we do with love. There is a Hindi doha. Gyani bhogat gyan se murkha bhogat rohi. Everybody does work. Doing the work and cursing. My life is wasted. All things I have to do for you. If you do with love, nothing wrong in teaching your child to say thank you, fine. Mother doesn't expect thank you from the child because mother loves the child. So when he says to Latu Maharaj, you always be in his service, Where to find God to serve Him? The famous line written by Swamiji, that God is in front of you. Bahumukhe sammukhe tomar. God is right in front of you. In whom you want to find God? There is an incident. A Swami wrote a letter to Swami Shivanandaji, Mahapurush Maharaj, his Guru. Maharaj, please bless me that I can see God in everybody. In a big philosophy, in a big letter. Mahapurush Maharaj wrote a single one-liner in his reply and told, before you see God in others, try to see God in yourself. Love yourself, not as an ordinary human being, not having an ego of anything that I am a devotee, I am a monk, I am whatever, no. But respecting yourself. Long before one Swami told me, he quoted one scripture called Yoga Vasishtha Ramayana. And he said, if there is a shallow pool of water, what you find on the roads, do you think an elephant will like to roll in that water? No. In Yoga Vasishtha Ramayana, Vasishtha says to Rama, the Rama is a student and Vasishtha is the Guru. Vasishtha says, as an elephant never enters into shallow water for bath, you, O Rama, don't enter into the shallow attitude towards work. When every work is a worship, then the same work becomes very important. A very rich man's son joined the order because he is a new brahmachari. So he was given work in the kitchen. What he has to do? Peel the potatoes and cut the vegetables. So after 1 or 2 months, his father came to see what my son is doing. And he saw his son is cutting vegetables. So he says, I made you educated so much. For this, you joined Ramakrishna Mission to cut vegetables? Then the son looked and told, Father, this knife belongs to Sri Ramakrishna, this vegetable belongs to Sri Ramakrishna, this cooking belongs to Sri Ramakrishna. That is the difference. Father told you, come home back. How many bags of potatoes you want, I will give you. Keep on cutting potatoes. Why you need to become a monk? It is not the potatoes and the knife and the peeling of the potato that is important here. It is the purpose of the work which is important. So when Sri Ramakrishna says that be always in his service, that means whatever service you are doing, convert that into worship. That's how the work is worship. Concept came. Work is the same. Same work, two people do, effect is different. So many of us come to the temple. We are all going to look at the same picture of Sri Ramakrishna, correct? Effect is different. Why? Because our attitude is different. It's the same work. But if it's done with a different attitude, the result will be different. So he says, be always in the service of God. Means whatever you do, if we change our attitude, then the same ordinary simple work can become worship. And which is worship? Worship is a process which you connect yourself with God. That is what worship in the temple, correct? If this is in your mind, okay, this potato which I am cutting is for offering. And after that, devotees are going to take prasad. So I am not only serving God, I am also serving the devotees. But the action is very small. That is cutting vegetable. So, wrapping up the whole thing, 4 simple aphorisms. Be aware, be conscious in your giving and taking. Remember Him before you go to sleep. Remember God between 2 works, and make your attitude such that you are always in service of God. These 4 teachings are exclusively given to Latu Maharaj by Sri Ramakrishna. Again, I am telling, these are not that I selected from the gospel. No, these are the whole 4 set given. And this is in nutshell, is easy to understand. By His grace, it could be easy to practice also. Latu Maharaj used to do one practice. I am not doing till now, so I have no right to give Upadesha to you. But Latu Maharaj had a practice. Whenever he stayed at Dakshineshwar, morning he will get up and will not open the mouth, open his eyes, sorry. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Then Sri Ramakrishna said, I am here. Then turning to him, he will open the eyes. First object which I see must be him. Look at, he is an illiterate man, but still such a great attitude. Some devotees, some monks I know, keep a small picture of Sri Ramakrishna under the pillow when they wake up. For us easier, maybe put on the screen of mobile phone and look at it. There is another thing, practical side. I am not here to teach anyone, but daytime it is okay, you may remember to remember God, correct? Night you sleep for 8 hours and you can't remember God. What's the way out? If you wake up in the night to go to washroom, don't immediately sleep. 5 times, 10 times, I'm not telling 108 times because you are sleepy. But never go to sleep without remembering Him. And just see how much effect it has. That 8 hours gap suddenly becomes 3 hours or 4 hours gap. Sometimes it is good to imagine, as you heard, I was in Argentina for 2 years. One day I woke up. I used to wake up as usual, same time. But there is nobody. Only one Swami in the next room and one boy used to stay in the other room. In the whole ashram, 3 of us. But when I woke up, I felt I was very happy. Hey, what is there to be happy? You just woke up. Then I sat on bed and started thinking that yes, I feel very happy. Maybe I'm in Argentina. Ashram is beautiful. The relics of Thakur, Mother, Swamiji, Raja Maharaj, Mahapurush Maharaj in the temple next to my room. What makes me happy? And I kept on thinking, and then I defined that happiness, that I am happy because I woke up and only in waking state I can remember God, not in the sleep. When you wake up, be happy that I have an opportunity to remember Him. I am sorry, there is a Shiva Aparada Kshamapana Stotra. In that, Shankaracharya writes, see, shlokas are there, Balye Dukkha Tireko. When I was a small child, few days old, how to remember you? I was covered with filth, always hungry. I am sorry I couldn't remember you. When I grew up, I am sorry I was behind so many things. Like this, every stage of life, he says. In that one is there. Sorry I couldn't remember you when I was sleeping because my willpower doesn't work there. So when we wake up, when our willpower, when our desire, what we want to think, it is in our hand, then we can remember Him. So idea is this, may by His blessings, our spiritual life becomes interesting, enthusiastic spiritual life, kinetic spiritual life, not static. May we have enthusiasm in doing spiritual practices. May Sri Ramakrishna Mother Swamiji bless us. Thank you. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.